Johnson. She is an equity worker as well as a performance artist. She does equity consulting in Portland and many, many other places. We're so, so glad to have her. Thank you so much for coming. Everybody, take it away.
Good morning, all. My name is Renee Goddess. I was a speaker here at the march last year. I don't know if who was here last year and saw me? Awesome sauce. Okay. So last year I came and my intention was to do my best to speak the truth. And as the mistress of MC, I tend to do that again today. Yes. So I will just start by saying I'm here to challenge you to not shut down in the face of discomfort. For instance, consider that I can be critical of this event and this organization and still wish the best for its outcome. I am here not to sugarcoat that I'm asking for your complete discomfort. Until white folks are as uncomfortable in all white spaces as we Black, Brown, and Indigenous folks normally are, then my job is not done. We're gonna make some demands of you today. The first thing I'm gonna ask is for you to repeat after me. Maine is in need of true committed activists and leaders.
Maine is in need of true committed activists and leaders.
I am a self-activist.
I am a self-activist.
I'm gonna say that one more time. I am a self-activist.
I am a self-activist.
If you want to know what that means, you should come find me in my work. There's work to be done. So the next thing I'm going to do in our self-activism space, I'm a performance artist. Can you hear me? And I love improv. It's like my favorite thing in the entire world. So we're here today. Some of us get our power from our womb. I get my power from my womb. Everybody gets their power from their womb. So today I want to give you a concept of understanding where your power comes from. Look around for a moment, see where the space that you are. Can you make sure you can move your shoulders around, please? Can you make sure you can lift your arms? If you can't, high as you want. Great, awesome. I want everybody to take a deep breath with me in. 1, 2, 3, in. Breath out. Oh. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. The next time you take a deep breath in, I want you to do this. I want you to go. I want you to sit in your pelvic floor. Not everyone has a womb, but guess what? Everyone has a pelvic floor. Yes. And whether you know it or not, your power comes from your pelvic floor. Your power comes from your body, not your brain. So, for the next 3 big, deep breaths, I would like for everyone, go as deep as you want or not as deep as you want. I want you to sit in your pelvic floor. We ready? Legs apart, find your comfort, I told you I'm a performer, y'all. It's not gonna be easy with me. Pelvic floor, everyone ready? When you take your deep breath in, you're going to go down as low as you can go. 1, 2, 3, breath in. And up, exhale. Again, deep breath in. Exhale up. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale up. Okay, every time. Yes, yes. Celebrate your body. Yes. Every time you hear someone speak, every moment of every second, remember where your power comes from. So as you're listening to their power, you are tapping into yours. If you get distracted, just... If you decide to start thinking about the grocery list, you just... Your time is here, right now. Stay in your bodies, okay? Yes, okay. So, our first speaker I got to meet yesterday, and she totally blew me away. It's like one of those meetings where you find someone and you're like, you're the next perfect person in my world. Everyone, I want you to hold your power, remember your breathing, and please listen to Mindy Bergeron.
My name is Mindy Bergeron.
Turn the mic down.
Hi, my name is Mindy Bergeron Lawrence. And I'm one of the 544,847 faces of poor and low-income people in the state of Maine. I have worked at McDonald's for 17 years and currently make just 20 cents more than somebody who just walked in off the street.
That ain't right.
Even with the 40 hours a week, more than half of my paycheck goes to pay rent for my one-bedroom apartment. Because I can't afford a vehicle, I pay $8.50 one way just to get to work, or when the weather permits, I ride my bike. Most of the people I work with are struggling to get by and raise their kids. Many of them work more than one job. These are the people so many like to blame for their circumstances because they must be lazy or make poor choices. Systemic poverty isn't something we can fix by suggesting someone skip their morning latte. And to those who would imply the problem is laziness, I would like to ask, when was the last time you took a 20-minute bike ride at 4 in the morning just to get to your 8-hour workday? While writing this speech, I realized the life of a poor or low-income worker is a lot like building a house of cards. Every move you make is calculated. Every card accounted for. Every time you place a card, you hold your breath, knowing that the slightest breeze or jolt could send the whole thing crashing down. Sometimes there just aren't enough cards. The reality of low-wage work is that one sickness, one unexpected bill, one emergency, much like the bump of a table or the slightest breeze, could spell disaster. Despite what you may have heard, people like myself aren't looking to have everything in life handed to them on a silver platter. All we really want is to be able to breathe.
Thank you, Mindy. Repeat after me, please. Side by side. Side by side. Hand in hand. Hand in hand. We demand. We demand. We demand adequate housing. We demand adequate housing. We demand adequate education. We demand adequate education. We demand adequate health care. We demand adequate health care. We demand adequate water. We demand adequate water. We demand adequate sanitation. We demand adequate sanitation. We demand adequate child care for all. I'm a performance artist. I'm going to keep you on your toes. We demand a change in the definition of poverty. We demand a change in the definition of poverty. We demand relief from wealthy inequality. We demand relief from wealthy inequality. Thank you, Mindy. Everybody say, thank you, Mindy! Thank you, Mindy! Okay, so our next speaker I met 6 weeks ago. I'm a director. I do theater work. And I was directing the show with these 8 incredible black folk. And Doll came up to me after the show and Doll said, I have a question for you. How do you feel about a white woman writing a play for black and brown people? And I thought, this person is not basic and I like her. So I want you to please welcome Doll, a not basic human.
warm enough for everybody? My name is Dale Maxwell. I'm a trans person. When I speak publicly, I sometimes discuss the difficulties that trans women have in being accepted. But I stand before you today in solidarity with all women. Today, sorry?
And we stand with you.
Well, thank you. Today, I am compelled to talk about women's rights as long overdue human rights. The right to equal pay, the right to equitable social treatment, the right to feel safe in one's own home and environment. While some progress has been made over the years in the social, political, economic landscapes, there's still a very long way to go in order for us to achieve parity and equality across the board. It's hard to believe that in 2020 the glass ceiling is still as defiant as it was 50 years ago. It's hard to believe that in 2020 women cannot walk safely down the street without being catcalled, harassed, and assaulted. And I'm incredulous that in 2020 so many of us, white, brown, black, Asian, indigenous, and immigrant, are judged solely on our gender status, and that what matters most is how we look and not what we're capable of achieving. This Portland March is part of a movement, nationally and hopefully internationally, to bring to light the insidious nature of the suppression of women everywhere. So we are here in this lovely January weather in Maine.